For a long time, European colonizers and scholars refused to believe that Black Africans could have built something as grand as Great Zimbabwe. They even tried to credit it to outsiders, like the Phoenicians or Arabs. But archaeological evidence has made it clear. It was built by the ancestors of the Shona people. Great Zimbabwe was a symbol of wealth, trade, and power. They traded gold, ivory, and other goods with far-off places like China and Persia. So, yeah, it definitely rivaled many of the empires people usually hear about. The walls were built using a technique called dry stone masonry. That means the stones were carved to fit perfectly together, with no mortar, just gravity, balance, and skill holding them in place. The builders carefully selected granite, broke it into regular shapes, and stacked them in a way that created strong, curved walls, some over 30 feet high. The design was so precise that the structures have lasted for centuries, even through weather and time. It really shows how advanced their engineering and architectural skills were. It makes you wonder how much knowledge was lost or ignored, doesn't it? Colonizers not only dismissed the achievements of African civilizations, they also disrupted the ways knowledge was passed down. Oral histories, traditions, even architectural techniques could have been lost or suppressed when people were displaced or silenced. Now, the Shona people are the ethnic group credited with building Great Zimbabwe. They're one of the largest ethnic groups in Zimbabwe today, and their history goes way back. The Shona are known for their farming, metalworking, and especially stone carving, which makes total sense given what they accomplished at Great Zimbabwe. They also had a rich spiritual life. Ancestor worship was central, and their religion was deeply connected to the land. Even the layout of Great Zimbabwe may have had spiritual meaning, with certain enclosures possibly used for ceremonies or by religious leaders. The Shona people of Zimbabwe were behind the construction of Great Zimbabwe, a massive stone city built entirely without mortar. It dates back to the 11th century and had such advanced architecture that early European explorers couldn't believe it was built by Africans. They wrongly credited it to outsiders, but it was all Shona ingenuity. The Shona people of Zimbabwe built Great Zimbabwe, a massive stone city that dates back to the 11th century. What's really amazing is they constructed it without using any mortar to hold the stones together, just precise stacking. When Europeans first saw it, they couldn't believe it was built by Africans and wrongly assumed foreigners made it. But it was all thanks to the Shona's skill and engineering know-how. The Shona have a deep and rich history that stretches back over 1,000 years. They're actually one of the oldest and largest ethnic groups in Zimbabwe. Around the 11th century, they established powerful kingdoms, with Great Zimbabwe being the most famous. That city was a hub for trade, and they exchanged gold, ivory, and iron with merchants as far away as China and the Middle East. Later on, in the 15th century, the kingdom of Mutapa rose after the decline of Great Zimbabwe. That kingdom continued the Shona legacy, controlling trade routes and holding political power for centuries. They've always had strong spiritual traditions too, with deep respect for ancestors, spirit mediums, and rituals that tied their communities together. The Shona have a fascinating spiritual worldview. At the heart of it is a strong belief in ancestral spirits, known as Vadzimu. These spirits are thought to protect and guide their living descendants, and families often make offerings or hold ceremonies to honor them. These mediums play a big role in the community, offering guidance, resolving disputes, and sometimes even helping with major decisions like leadership. And then there's Mwari, the supreme creator god. While ancestors handle day-to-day guidance, Mwari is seen as the ultimate source of life and power, often approached through prayer or through the spirit mediums. It's all very interconnected: family, the land, the ancestors, and the divine. The Shona people are known not just for their history and spirituality, but also for their incredible artistry. One of the things they're especially famous for is stone sculpture. Shona sculptors use serpentine and other local stones to create powerful, expressive works, often representing people, animals, or spiritual themes. This art form really gained international recognition in the 20th century. They also have a rich tradition of music, especially using an instrument called the mbira, sometimes called a thumb piano. It's not just for entertainment, it's also used in ceremonies like calling on the spirits or during rituals. Family and community are central in Shona society. They live in extended family groups, often with strong support systems, and traditional roles and values are still respected in many rural areas. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. See you next time. And don't forget to check out my other YouTube channels.